Today on 10-Minute IT Jams, we're joined by Andrew Smith, who is the Country General Manager at Lumify Work New Zealand. Lumify Work helps businesses and enterprise customers turn change into opportunity through instructor-led, vendor-certified IT and process training. Developed in partnership with the world's leading tech vendors and delivered by industry-accredited experts, Lumify Work's courses are pragmatic, future-focused, and real-world ready. Andrew joins us today to tell us more about Lumify Work and what they are doing in New Zealand. Thank you for coming along, Andrew, and welcome to the Jam.
Yeah.
Well, let's get straight into it. For a business that hasn't worked with Lumify Group and Lumify Work New Zealand before, what are your key products and offerings?
So we're fundamentally a training organisation. Organisations send their staff to us and we help them gain the skills that they need for the future of work. These skills can be across a range of areas. Most of the training that we do is in the digital domain, and that might be end user training for a lot of staff, or it might be technical skills for the IT team. We also provide training in subjects like project management, service management, and a whole lot of soft skills as well.
Well, now I understand Lumify Work New Zealand recently went through a rebrand because you guys were previously known as Auldhouse. Could you tell us more about the reasoning behind the rebrand?
So Auldhouse has been around for over 30 years in the New Zealand market. So it's a very established brand and has been through multiple owners through that time. So we've been around for a long time as Auldhouse. The business was acquired in 2021 by an Australian organisation called DDLS, and DDLS had acquired multiple businesses over a sort of a 2-3 year period. So really the problem was there was a lot of different brands over multiple locations, and the intention around the rebrand was to essentially unify several different businesses under a single brand. So what we have is we have the Lumify Group, and then the businesses are kind of sub-branded based on who they interact with. So we're Lumify Work, and so we deal with people who are already in the workforce. We have Lumify Learn that approaches end learners and takes them through, in Australia, primarily certificate and diploma level courses. And then we have Lumify People in Australia as well, which is more of a consulting business. But here in New Zealand, Auldhouse has become Lumify Work, and we continue to service our New Zealand-based customers in the same way that we always have.
Well, now, what are the most recent improvements or innovations in New Zealand?
So one of the great things about becoming part of the Lumify Group through this acquisition is we have access to over 700 courses now. One of the challenges of being a small provider in this part of the world historically is we have plenty of demand for some courses, but not a great deal of demand for other courses. So by having access to a wider range of courses and also different delivery options as well. So rather than a student having to come into our training campus, they can attend a virtual course that's perhaps delivered out of Australia. So there's more options available to customers. They can attend a course at different times, and it really just provides better options across the breadth of courses that are offered, but also the timing of those courses. The other thing that is a recent improvement is we're putting a much greater focus on digital learning. So a lot of our customers now want to be able to look at doing training outside of normal business hours. So we have more e-learning offerings than we ever have done before. And we're also working with our customers to develop custom e-learning solutions that they can run internally. And a good example of that was a government customer down in the South Island who wanted to get everyone using Microsoft Teams consistently. And so we just developed a small online e-learning module that could be delivered to hundreds of staff across their organization. So those are where we're starting to stretch our offering into new areas to really just focus on the changing and evolving demand from our customers.
Yeah, exactly. Now, what trends are Lumify Work New Zealand product development teams laser focused on next?
So as I was just saying around the e-learning, that is a big trend. So our product team in that digital space is looking at how we can shift our standard training into either being e-learning products or being blended products. So a typical person who is very busy struggles to take a few days out of their work week to go and attend a training course these days. So if we can shift some of that learning online, obviously the experience that they have in the classroom is still very important, but we want to actually give them different options where they can maybe study some of it in the evenings, then attend for 1 or 2 days instead of 4 or 5 days. So that's one of the major trends that we're seeing, is we have to have more flexible and adaptable solutions to how people want to learn. The other thing is we're building out a comprehensive cybersecurity portfolio. If we were to wind back several years, cybersecurity learning was quite specific and quite technical. So, 1 or 2 people in the organization might have an interest in it. Whereas cybersecurity now is actually something that needs to be learned by a whole lot of people in every organization. Everyone who touches data, customer data, financial data, needs to have a high level of competence around the risk. So we are building out that cybersecurity portfolio, and we're seeing a lot more interest in those courses.
Well, now, what infrastructure or resources do you guys have in New Zealand?
So we have training campuses in Auckland, Wellington, and Christchurch. Our training campus in Auckland is up in Ponsonby, where it's been for a long, long time. We have a large training facility in Wellington, right in the CBD, and we have a training campus in Christchurch, just on Stanley Street, so quite close to the city as well. We also have over 20 staff here in New Zealand, and most of our trainers are permanent staff members. So unlike many training businesses who just use contract staff, a lot of our trainers across Australia and New Zealand are actually permanent people who have been with us for a long time. So we have a big commitment, if you like, to facilities and staff and all our vendor partnerships. So, we're here to stay.
That's great to hear. Well, I guess one final question. If a customer wanted to engage with Lumify Work New Zealand, what's the best way they can do that?
So any customer can go and hit up our website. So it's lumifywork.com, and they'll be directed to the New Zealand side if they are coming from New Zealand. They can browse all of the courses there, search up courses, look up our course schedule, or hit the contact form and you'll come straight through to one of our salespeople. Alternatively, if they want to get hold of us directly, 0800 835 835, and they'll just come straight through to our training campus and get pretty much any question answered.
Awesome. Well, thank you for that. It has been a pleasure having you on the jam, Andrew, and learning more about Lumify Group and what you guys are doing. We look forward to hearing more from Lumify very soon.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.